Whenever I think about a corporate experience, I imagine there are desks, there are people sitting there wearing formal clothes, working on their laptops, and doing some mundane tasks. But when I stepped in here for the first time, the most mesmerizing thing was the colorful campus around here.
My name is Shirin. I'm from IIM Ahmedabad and I'm interning at HUL for the summer.
So I'm Rohan. I'm a sales and marketing intern from IIM Ahmedabad.
So since I'm a fresher, this is my first proper corporate experience. I was obviously quite nervous, but a few things that put me at ease were the many positive things that I had already heard about the internship, and I was also familiar with the city having done my undergrad here.
Our first day, we started off with the Familiarization program, which was a program wherein about 80 interns were present from all the different domains, be it sales and marketing, finance, HR, IT, supply chain. We had leadership sessions who taught us about what HUL was doing in various different fields, how we are actually innovating, we're coming up with new products, how we are marketing. There were sessions on sales as well. And the most important part about it, and the most fun actually, was the money heist themed team building exercises we had.
My project was about RIN. I remember at first, when I heard people talking about their project, somebody mentioned Lakme, somebody mentioned some other brands. So I remember feeling, I had a lot of mixed feelings honestly. But I think one thing that really got me excited was that the range of types of consumers that HUL covers with its many brands, and me having RIN, I was quite excited about it. I went through a lot of RIN ads. It reminded me of very old ads that we'd seen in our childhood. The first stage of the project was essentially trying to map out the consumer work that we'd be doing. That was the main crux of my project. So to plan everything out, we had to sit down and have meetings. But wait, why am I telling you all this? I can just show you around this beautiful campus instead.
You know what I'm here for? Clinic Plus. This brand is actually known for its mother-daughter relationship. Perhaps it also stands for strong hair. So what I'm working on exactly is basically trying to create a new kind of a format. This shampoo would have additional benefits over the existing shampoo. And how do I identify that? Well, we do consumer work. That is, we reach out to the consumers to understand what are their pain points, why do they use this shampoo or why do they not? What do they expect more from it? And using that information, we come up with a proposition. That is, what kind of an additional value we are going to give and why will they buy the product. So how do I plan it out? First, I do my research. Who are the users of Clinic Plus? Why they use it? Where is it being sold? Then I reached out to other Unilever brands who have done a format change. Say they introduced a powder to liquid format or something of that sort, and understood why. What was the reason why they did do this? What were the challenges they faced? And the third thing I had in my mind was I would reach out to my mentors, I would reach out to the tutors, the coaches to get an understanding of what the project could be all about.
So the first stage of the project was to start planning for consumer work, which would basically be a set of in-depth interviews with consumers to understand what they think about the brand and everything. So for that, I had to prepare a long document of questions and start booking travel arrangements and consumer visits. So this took a lot of work and a lot of time, a lot of meetings with people. But finally, we booked consumer work and I started my 1-week travel, Tamil Nadu. I visited 3 cities, Chennai, Madurai and Coimbatore. So then we went and visited consumers. I visited the homes of housewives in Tamil Nadu and tried to understand more about their washing habits, how they do their laundry, what kinds of brands do they use, what formats do they use it in. So that was quite an experience because again, where else would I get to do this? I also got to visit the markets over there and understand, I went with salesmen on their beats and visited the markets and tried to understand how different brands are doing, what sells, what doesn't sell. And basically the whole point of this was to understand how those two things are aligned and where the gap is and how to fill it.
Let me talk to you about the mentorship support that I got here. So HUL gives you 3 different point of contacts. One is your coach, the other is your tutor, and third is your buddy. All 3 of them have varied experiences across different brands, and they're superbly helpful if you reach out to them. So my tutor was particularly excellent, and what she helped out me was that initially she wanted me to be very independent, that I should explore the project all by myself and understand what is the need for this.
So what I essentially got from my consumer work, I spoke to a lot of the consumers about their habits. I understood more about what kind of buying behavior they had now. I also visited the markets. I understood a lot about what the salesmen were experiencing, what was happening in the market. Now what I had to do was basically look at all the data and see whether it aligns with what I found from my consumer work. So for that, again, I had to meet up with people, get access to certain software, all those logistical issues. So once I got past that, again, I sat with my team. I tried to understand what objectives I had, what particular questions I had to solve from the data, and then to access that particular kind of data, do some analysis, and then basically arrive at certain alternate propositions that we could offer for the brand to arrive at the end point of the project. My mid-review was my first big presentation to not just my managers but a lot of other managers as well. I got a lot of diverse input from different people, and I could understand more about the work that I had done, the work that I had to do, and it was definitely a very enriching experience to be able to present my work to people with so much experience, get to know their opinion on what I had done.
So what I feel that HUL looks for from a candidate is that they should be curious, they should be open to asking a lot of questions, and they should have this inherent ability to think beyond what is being presented superficially. And the third thing is that you have to execute something over here. You have to implement a plan that you are suggesting. It should be feasible, and you should get the output from it. So I'm at the end of my internship stint at HUL. Here are a few learnings throughout these 8 weeks. So firstly, I think what HUL looks for is adaptability, and this is something which I witnessed throughout my internship stint as well. There are situations where you don't find the right people or the right products available at the right time, or probably you don't find consumers to reach out to. So that could be a problem, and that's where you need to improvise and adapt to that particular situation.
So this has definitely been the experience of a lifetime. I think the amount of learnings that I've had in these 2 months have been larger and more foundational for me than anything I've done in the past. I'm working in the laundry category, and I had never washed clothes before this. So when I spoke to consumers and when they talked to me about how they do their laundry and their daily routine, I could actually understand that and resonate with it when I washed clothes for the first time during my stint here. So even those learnings are, I think, so important in life. And honestly, whatever happens after this, I think I am very grateful to have been here, and I think I'll be able to utilize these learnings wherever I go from here. So yeah, great experience.